Get ready for this to be used tonight. Guys, let's put it this way. So, yes, it's just a show. It's just a show. It's a show that I want to care about. It's a show that features guys that entertain me, that want me to, enjoy. But then shows like this tonight, especially the friggin' ending, just piss the hell out of me. Just makes me dying to see SmackDown tomorrow and to not want to watch another episode of Monday Night Raw. Of course, I still watch Raw because I'm a hardcore fan. And Vince knows that poison is stuck in your mind and you just can't get it out. And then I see shows like tonight, and again, I'm just like it's like one of the things that you keep so you're not gonna go back to it, and you go back to it, and then you leave it, and you go back to it, and you leave it again, and it's just like Vince McMahon, Road Dogg, is seriously leading me to hating one of my favorite factions of all time. But we'll hopefully hold off of that and talk about that later on in this show, because I'm going to try to fly through his review. This episode of Raw, first off, guys, this is all what's going on. This is the Club Man 1993 coming at you. This is my live review for the August 27th, 2018 edition of Monday Night Raw. It took place in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. This show was awful. I'm sorry. There's only two things on this show that I actually enjoyed: the IC title match and the return of Trish Stratus. Those are the only two parts of the show that I enjoyed. This show was garbage. Absolutely garbage. And, you have Road Dogg, who apparently was sticking up for the Becky Lynch heel turn. Again, if Road Dogg is anyway somehow in charge of SmackDown Live, that is complete bullshit. Complete bull. Because this episode of Raw is exactly blueprint of what his old crap on SmackDown was about. And you know what? Don't give me Road Dogg, oh, there's better talent now on SmackDown. Well, I'll look good now doing this. No. Your segments are garbage. Listen to me right now. Your segments are garbage, Road Dogg. And I'll get myself blocked on Twitter if I have to, just to get my anger out. When you go as far as making me hate one of my favorite factions of all time, you're crossing the line right there, buddy. You are crossing the line. I was saying, a couple weeks ago, hey, Roman Reigns is champion now. At least one, he's booked well as champion, and two, at least, we have a full-time champion now. Honestly, after tonight, I hate this Universal title already. Because it's WWE continuing just to play around with all the little games they can play because they got all the money coming in. And because of that, they're able to have all the fun they want by doing whatever they want to do, such as making a guy they want to make champion, and making us hate it and trolling with us as they know that we like it. It's like, oh, here's what you guys love. Here's what you guys want. Here's what you guys want. No. Whatever you guys want. Here's what you guys want. No. Here's what you guys want. Here's what you guys want. No. Let's just get right into this. I really don't want to talk about this show, but I'm going to because I know you guys want to hear my thoughts on this as well. Let's see who's in the live chat. Let's do King Larry. I say like this. I didn't watch Raw. I can't deal with the BS anymore. I'm allowed to be really honest. We'll go to sleep soon, but wanted to see if I catch you. Hi, Mike. What's up, Larry? Thank you again for the video you made. Also, just doing a shout out and promoting my channel, Larry. It was very cool of you to do that. Also used for my favorite Fozzy song, Sandpaper, in it also as well. But yeah, Larry, I am really pissed off, man. I mean, thank God you didn't watch tonight's episode of Raw. It blew me up in flames. It blew me up in flames so bad that I literally just started this review beating the crap out of my Shield t-shirt. I don't even want to wear that shirt right now. I can't. Last year, them reuniting was cool with me. I was fine with it. I didn't have an issue with it at all whatsoever. But now I can't. I just can't. Let's get right into this. Let's talk about this crap fest. Let's do this. So we started off with Roman Reigns coming out, and of course we have to be reminded once again that the Universal Champion can be defended now full time. Well, you wouldn't be saying that any other time unless it was on Roman Reigns, and it's on Roman Reigns, so you have to rub it in the fact that, oh, we have a full-time champion. It's exactly what you want. Say what you guys want, but they're going to hate us as Roman, and we're going to remind them, hey, he's doing exactly what you guys want. So love him, love him, love him as much as I do. No. If anything, once again, you're making me hate him even more. Gets on a microphone saying he told Braun to meet him out here at 8 p.m. It's 8:05 now. He didn't just win the Universal title to hold it. He wanted to defend it. And if that meat shack, which is the first thing I'm going to write on the list tonight. Meat Shack. Quit calling him Meat Shack. Hate that nickname. So he tells Braun to come out. Braun comes out. He questions about Roman being a workhorse since his boys had to come save him. And Roman says he doesn't get it. The Shield is a brotherhood. No one tells them what to do, not even him. They know what it's like to be on top of the mountain, but Braun's got no clue. Just running around telling people to get these hands. So let's start off with that here. There. Roman is pretty much just putting down Braun, saying, oh, we know how to get to the top, so we can do whatever we want. Newsflash here, people. There's a moral saying you can't always do whatever you want to do. So, newsflash, how does that make us like the Shield? How does it make us not hate them for what they did last week? And it's in, you could make them heels and it would make sense. But now you're making them being babyface look like heroes. We're putting out a guy who we've been waiting for about, how long now? About a year or so to be putting that title on him because he deserved it because he got over the crowd by himself. And instead, you turned him babyface just to make Braun Strowman a kiss-up act. That's exactly what you did to Braun Strowman before you turned him heel again tonight, which I will make my turn alert for after I do this video. And I'll be ranting about this again. But yeah, so Roman says that bull crap. We're expecting to still like him. Because Vince wants us to like him. He's the face of the company. He is the guy. Well, you know what? He could be the guy if you don't book him like you're freaking trolling. Let's actually book him, better and more interesting. Anyways, he continued on saying that the only thing Strowman lists with these hands is objects. Rattles off everything what Strowman has done, and that's why he runs this yard. Because he's held every single title, though. Braun wants to be on his level. He needs to step up, cash in that contract, and have the title match right here in Toronto. But Strowman says he's not cashing in tonight because everyone knows if he did, Roman's boys would try to save him again. Knowledge, yes, exactly. So why would we want to see that happen? Don't know, but apparently we're supposed to hate him for that. But he says he's gonna make a deal. He's not gonna cash in until Hell in a Cell, and all he has to do is show up. The one place that the Shield can't interfere because they're going to war in a place they've never done it before, Hell in a Cell. So okay, Strowman and Reigns could have a good Hell in a Cell match. They shake hands, which I'm like, whatever. Out come Ziggler McIntyre. Ziggler says, since we all know what's happening in 3 weeks, he wants to talk about SummerSlam, the crown of the century, how Rollins and Ambrose stole the IC title from him. Roman questions the idea of losing clean to Seth's finish is stealing. And Dolph says Rollins has been playing catch up to him since day one. When he invokes his rematch clause, he'll become a 7-time champion on his own terms because he and Drew have proven themselves to everyone in the entire world. McIntyre addresses them both saying that they're a different story altogether, and Ziggler says they want a new challenge in the form of the Universal Champion and Mr. Monster in the Bank. McIntyre says they sit at top of the mountain, and that's fantastic. But the thing is, there is only way only one way for them is to go tumbling down. Dolph adds they're more than happy to do that for them tonight. Reigns says they sound like tough guys on the stage, but they're right here if they want to go right now. And says that Meat Shack agrees. Shut up. Seriously. The commentary team, of course, is saying they're random bullcrap. The small stuff is just like, just shut up. Just shut up so badly, I just wanted to mute those freaking guys, especially Coach. Get his ass all out of there. Anyways, then out comes Constable Corbin, who I forgot is now the acting Raw general manager. Tells everybody to slow down and remind us of how of why he's in his current position before he makes the match for Hell in a Cell official and makes a main event that claims that Kurt Angle none of us would have ever dreamed of, and it'll take Raw to the next level. Shut up for a second, Corbin. Let me guess. You're going to make a tag team match between Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. Oh, what do you know? We've seen how many of those before. They're against some talented guys, don't get me wrong, but it's not that hard to think of that match. It's not rocket science, and it is definitely something that we could have seen right before you brought your ass out here. So we made that made official for our main event tonight. And then Corbin cuts off the rest of the hype, gets into the ring. He's talking about what a good job he's already doing as acting GM. He's going to make one more match, one that Kurt doesn't have the guts to make. Himself versus the man Finn Balor, not the demon, and he's taking a week to prepare himself for the match, but Finn, he's not going to be prepared because you're going to find out now that this match is going to start now. So we so they have Corbin versus Balor in a match. Didn't care. Why is this match happening again? Because Corbin lost to the demon and not the man. That whole bullcrap. Because all those feuds about how, you know, Corbin's picking on Finn for being a little guy. Because that's all you can write for Finn Balor. So in fact, he's a little guy. That's the only reason why he's being with Corbin in the first place. So I didn't care. And then, you know, Corbin uses a steel chair to try to attack Finn Balor. But of course, he loses by disqualification. But then he gets on the microphone and tries pulling that crap about, oh, I'm sorry. I have a lot on my desk, a lot to worry about tonight. It'll be my first night. I forgot. This match is actually no disqualification. So restart the match. 2 chair shots, end of days. Corbin wins. We're gonna get a rubber match. I mean, a 5th match between them at Hell in a Cell. We're gonna have him and Bobby Lashley now, apparently, because Bobby Lashley beat him last week. Here's the thing. I'll give credit to the fact that I was cool with the fact that Corbin at least was using his power to, you know, manipulate things. I'd rather him be a manipulator than a coward. But, of course, you know, then again, outside of the ring, he's still being booked as the Lex Man tweeted about it last week saying, hey, Stephanie, Kurt's being a big old meanie. Can you give everything for me pretty much? So, as long as we're being more the manipulator and not just a crying little baby, I guess, you know, I'll give him the rub for that at least, but I didn't care about the match. That's what happened. Live chat. We got Larry still. He says, an absolute crap fest. Saw the thumbnail with Roman and Braun on their channel and decide I don't want to see anything on Raw. Roman looks like the biggest asshole there ever was. And WWE is so sad. Exactly. That's what was coming across. But nope. We're supposed to like him and hate Braun. Just like right now, we're supposed to hate Becky Lynch. They're pushing on Twitter that, you know, were you really behind Becky Lynch before when she wasn't getting her opportunities before and now? Shut up! Quit giving us that bullcrap. Quit freaking trolling with us. Because it's pissing me off to no end. And it's pissing off a lot of other fans to no end. I spent most of the night for this night of Raw just looking on my phone, looking at other things. Stuff probably also pissed me off too, because what do you know? But I couldn't pay attention to this episode of Raw, and of course, you know, we started off with that crap fest with another Balor Corbin match. I forget, we're probably getting a 5th one. Then we get another. We get throughout the night Hall of Famers being asking who do you think is going to win the final encounter between Undertaker and Triple H and that stuff. Triple H delivered a great promo last week. Next week, we're going to be having Shawn Michaels coming by to address the match itself. We're going to be seeing, we saw other, Hall of Famers being interviewed asking who they think is going to win the match. Hello, it's obvious that they're trying to kiss our butts, showing all these Hall of Famers here just for us to be like, oh, we can watch, we can see this person. Hey, there's that person we're going to watch tonight. Hey, it's that person, we didn't see it. Do they realize this match is not the right way to go because it is going against what the last match they had was? The perfect ending to the story. End of an era. Why is this match happening again? Or the fact that Triple H was being urged to become the Game again. Well, he has been the Game here and there on a couple pay-per-views every single year. Why all of a sudden this year it's like a big deal? Oh, we're gonna make him the Game again. And so why are you fighting the Undertaker one last time? Because you're just gonna lie to us again a couple years down the line? They'll have another match? Just like how John Cena and The Rock was to be once in a lifetime, but then we got twice in a lifetime. Honestly, I'd rather see The Rock and Triple H at Super Showdown. And that's what I'd rather see. Not Triple H and The Undertaker. This match, look, it's a sequel that just kills a franchise. Again, let's use the examples of the Home Alones. The Home Alones. The first two were good. The third one was all right for what it was, but it was just completely different from what the original one. The fourth one was just the same feeling from the first two, mixed up in like some different scenarios. There's only like this many kids now. Kevin's this age now, even though he was that age before. Again, it's stuff like that kills a franchise. And that's the same situation when it comes to this thing with Undertaker and Triple H. It's going to kill the franchise. It's going to kill the purpose of end of an era. It's going to kill the whole story of this freaking feud. So you have to have another freaking match. Why? Why? I don't know. You tell me, Vince. You tell me, Road Dogg. You tell me, Kevin Bucktooth Dunn. You tell me. Seriously. Tell me. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Any second now. My goodness. So yeah, even with Shawn Michaels coming next week, I still don't care. Cool. I'll get to see the Heartbreak Kid. I don't care about this freaking match at Super Showdown. Then we get backstage. We have Dana Brooke and Apollo Crews talking again. Apparently Dana Brooke's having a match and how she's going to prove that she belongs on Evolution. Titus O'Neil rolls up because apparently now they're not connected, whatnot. Apparently, there's something going on with Apollo and Dana. So they're probably a breakup between Titus Worldwide. Who cares? And then Titus joins discussion, informs Brooke that her match will be against Sasha Banks. She's down about her chances, but psychs herself up and heads out. Cruz criticizes Titus for getting her a match against Sasha when she's only had one singles match this whole year. Because, why would Dana Brooke wrestle? What's the point? But Titus brushes off his concern. We have Sasha Banks and Dana Brooke. Why? I don't care. How does Dana Brooke give herself a job? No offense. She's done absolutely nothing. Again, she was brought up like Apollo. She was brought up way too early. And I think, she could have been all right if Emma did not get hurt. And they did that whole Emmalina crap, waiting for months before she finally returned. 17 weeks, guys, and then they decided to pull the plug on instead. Remember that. I think if Emma didn't get hurt, Dana Brooke could have benefited at least. Then they threw with Charlotte, and then once her and Charlotte split, because that whole alliance was like, 1 week she's there, 1 week she's not. Made no sense. Just like WWE today, especially Monday Night Raw, especially. Makes no sense. So then we had the match. I didn't care. As always, Dana loses. Sasha wins. What was the point? Backstage. Again, this Raw made me miserable. Seeing this freaking idiot made me miserable also. So Dean Ambrose is backstage. Not Dean Ambrose. Love Dean Ambrose. Well, when he's by himself. Dean Ambrose was standing there, and up comes Jinder Mahal and Sunil Singh. Jinder's like, I see that you lack serenity as in balance, but I can help you guide him to a spirituality. And he tries to lead him into a stupid Shanti. It's like, you look like an idiot walking up to somebody asking to be punched in the face. That's exactly what you look like. You freak who just got put in the main event scene for no reason last year when it should have been freaking Rusev. And he's asking Ambrose to, like, what he sees. And Ambrose is like, he sees Jinder Mahal and himself, and he sees him kicking Jinder in the teeth and breaking his face, his ribs. He's crying in great pain, and he orders him to get out of his face. He does, and he leaves. Which, again, as I said in my special stream about Dean Ambrose last week, is showing that even though Dean Ambrose is still a babyface right now, he's still going to look like a different character or whatnot. He's more serious now. He's not as, goofy as he was before, which, was fun while it lasted, but it's obvious that he's moving past those days, and it is building towards that eventual heel turn that he's going to have. So we got that. So then Seth Rollins comes out, making his entrance. The crowd chants "Burn it down," says he likes where their head is at. He talks about taking care of family business last week, and he and his boys pride themselves on being workhorses and fighting champions. So this week is about the Intercontinental Championship. He thought he was going to have to deal with some combination of Ziggler and McIntyre, but his dance card is wide open since they're in the main event. Ziggler McIntyre it is. So he asked if the crowd likes to see an open challenge, so make it official. And out came Kevin Owens, who got a good pop from the Canadian crowd. And it's the first time we've seen Kevin Owens since his loss at SummerSlam. He says he's glad Seth is happy, that he's feeling good, and he's got his buddies, his title, his CrossFit. He's on top of the world. But since he came back to Raw, his life has been a living hell, and it shouldn't be. Every week when he was on SmackDown, he wished he would come back to Raw, so things could be good, but they're not. He talks about Rollins having his best buddy at SummerSlam, and he claims that if Sami Zayn was there, he could have beaten Braun Strowman and cashed in Money in the Bank and became Universal Champion. But he's not, because he's injured with 2 rotator cuffs thanks to some brute. She's probably referring to Bobby Lashley. The summer has been terrible, but that ends tonight because he's not leaving this building without a title. This is Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and he can't think of a better. And then he says, actually, he can think of a better place, Montreal, which of course got a little bit of boo for that. And he speaks a little French to get it into the audience before vowing to take Seth's title right now. So that is the Kevin Owens that I like seeing. Not that Kevin Owens just whines and complains, just walks away from the one that's just not taking any crap anymore, and he wants this championship. But it did give him a good reaction, and I wonder if it's because they're setting up for some down the line. This is one of the 2 things I actually enjoyed from this show: Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Championship. Every time I see these 2 fight, I think back to their first match I remember seeing them have at Clash of Champions 2016, when Owens was the Universal Champion and Rollins had just turned face. And I remember I was disappointed in that match. Their Hell in a Cell match, though, was not too bad. But ever since then, let me tell you something. They've put on so many good matches. I'm like, why not could one of these have been that Clash of Champions match? That would have been epic. This match especially, some great back and forth action. You saw the story of, Seth Rollins, obviously for the first time since getting the IC title back, putting, the title up in an open challenge again to make that title feel prestige. Okay. And then Kevin Owens there obviously, realized that he's hitting rock bottom. He's just not getting anywhere where he wants to be, and it's starting to build up some sympathy. That is some reasonable sympathy, because we're starting to realize, he's starting to realize, what's really happening to him. He's not just like act like everything's fine. He's just moving on. When I just not why, but he's like taking the fact that, hey, things really aren't going well for me at all whatsoever. So that was in this match. The desperation was in there. He was holding back Rollins' hands. He did a freaking stunner for crying, which Rollins sold it like a freaking champion, but it wasn't enough. This match took about a half an hour, and I enjoyed this so much more than pretty much everything else on Raw tonight. Everything else, except for the Trish return, but I'll get to that shortly. But the ending was quite cool, because Owens pushed Rollins off there, and I guess that Rollins is selling off a shoulder injury he had suffered earlier in the show. So then he pushed him off, and it looked like Owens was going to hit just like a frog splash. But then he jumps, spins around, and then does a moonsault in the air. Yeah, that's right. Kevin Owens do a freaking moonsault, Vince claiming he's too fat, and telling him his match with Jericho at WrestleMania 33 sucked. I was pissed off when he said that in that 365 special on the WWE Network. But he does that moonsault off of the top turnbuckle, misses. Rollins hits the curb stomp, and he gets the win. And you see Rollins kind of look over and kind of acknowledge Kevin Owens gave it his all in that match. And Kevin Owens, it's it seemed like it was built some sympathy because after afterwards, well, first we had a backstage segment. First they're talking about Kurt Angle taking on a vacation, and they're not sure where he's gonna be back or if he will be back. And then we see Braun Strowman come up to Corbin in his office to give him the Money in the Bank briefcase and contract and make his cash-in match at Hell in a Cell totally official. So then after the commercial break, Owens is still in the ring, sitting on a chair, and he looks, he looks defeated. He looks upset. He's frustrated. He looks like he's about to cry. And he just grabs the microphone and simply just says, "I quit." He leaves, takes off his wrist tape, and he exits. So, again, I don't know if it's just starting to build up some sympathy for a babyface turn or something like that. I mean, you could. I mean, he's kind of, I mean, Kevin Owens, best guy, he could, be sustainable as a heel. So I feel like, he's more meant to be a heel, even though they haven't always booked him well as a heel. But, this could be leading to a Kevin Owens babyface turn. You never know. It could happen. And now people were saying for months, like, I think Owens is going to turn face. Like, maybe he could, but I wasn't seeing the seeds yet. This is where I saw the seeds being planted. I'm like, okay, maybe Owens will go away for a while, and who knows what will happen. But wasn't the case, of course, there. But now I'm seeing the seeds planted. And then I thought, what if Corbin gives Owens Strowman's Money in the Bank briefcase, and Owens cashes in, becomes Universal Champion. That would be quite a swerve there. But no, it's not happening because of how this show ended. How this freaking show ended. Let's check the live chat. We got Larry still in the live chat. He said, watching Raw is worse than being a pig in a slaughterhouse. Sorry, but it just gets worse by week. Oh, I agree. And they're slowly but surely making people leave and watch New Japan or Impact or something else. Exactly. None but political garbage from the WWE in 2018. Exactly. Because literally this whole year has been WWE showing nothing but desperation because they've pretty much hit a corner with trying to make Roman Reigns this big star. And Raw was on lockdown until Roman Reigns. And you know what? Even though Roman's champion, he defeated Brock in a weak-looking match at SummerSlam, which is one of the only few things I hate out of SummerSlam. I actually really liked SummerSlam this year. Raw's on lockdown pretty much until Roman Reigns gets that big reaction that everybody that Vince is just so desperate to get. So desperate to get. He beat Brock. He got the title. You could at least, again, as I said before, in the past, except for his United States Championship run, Roman Reigns, I felt, has been booked just fine as champion. But no, you have him. Here's the thing: you weren't going to take that title off of him if he wouldn't have gotten that suspension in 2016. The rumor has it was the Universal title was supposed to go to SmackDown Live, and Reigns was supposed to be champion going into the brand split. The WWE Championship was supposed to go over to Raw. But then, of course, you waited until you thought you'd get that reaction. Finally, what? Just put on Brock. Dean's coming back. We'll reunite the Shield, and we'll make them always cheer Roman. They're not going to boo the Shield. Well, slowly but surely, you're making me boo the freaking Shield. Let's see here. We got him also saying, what did I miss? Home Alone 3 and 4? I only know part 1 and 2. Am I stupid? He's confused. There are 3 Home Alones because the third one is about some different kid who was sick of the chicken pox, and there's people working for some type of Korean terrorist organization who lost some microchip and end up in this kid's toy car or something like that. It's all right for it was, but it shouldn't be a part of the same franchise. And the fourth one was pretty much the same characters, except for the fact they're played by different actors. Kevin doesn't have as many siblings anymore for some reason. Like it for what it is, by itself wasn't bad, but for being part of a franchise, it just makes absolutely no sense at all whatsoever. Which is why it's a terrible sequel. Seriously, Mike, how bad was Raw? Because I fell asleep the last time I was watching. It was bad. I'm dead serious, Larry. It was bad, in my opinion. Shanti. He goes, shitty. Yes. JD and Saul Monsters gags. Yeah, I know. I do look miserable. He hates that fat shaming is still a thing, WWE. Exactly. How is the feeling seeing Trish again? Oh, seeing Trish, of course. Oh, dang, man. That's always a good thing to see. We got for some reason, I hope Kevin Owens stays heel forever, but babyface turn when done right would be nice to see. It would be different. And he says, please all just boo the Shield. Yeah, again, it's not because them being heels, it's because they're literally just doing now. It's like they're obviously just to make Roman look good. And it's in the case here, if Roman was a heel, then okay, this would be cool. But no, this is not okay because you're trying to still make us want to cheer Roman Reigns and hate the guy who's getting costed his opportunities, Braun Strowman. And he says, thanks for clearing up the Home Alone thing. Sure thing, man. Hopefully I'm not keeping you up too late, man. But anyways, let's move on now. We have Ziggler and McIntyre backstage interview about the main event tag match. And Ziggler says tonight you'll see them make their move to the top of the mountain. McIntyre says Reigns had back-to-back title matches last week, and there's no way his body is right. And Strowman came up empty on 2 cash attempts, so there's no way his mind is right. Dolph says a match at Hell in a Cell is looming. There's no way that team is right. Ziggler and McIntyre, they don't see them as kings of the jungle, but rather two wounded animals held together by pride, ripe for slaughter. So with that, we had the B team taking on the Revival in a non-title match, and the Revival win. So now, they won a non-title match. How convenient. How many people win non-title matches when it's obvious that they're going to be getting a title opportunity anyway down the line? So why not just have the title match tonight and have them win? So now all of a sudden the B team was winning. Now they're losing. So I actually was getting behind the B team a little bit. Now I'm not taking them seriously anymore because now they feel weak again. They feel weak. That's they feel weak. So they lose. Afterwards, Revival pretty much cut a promo saying how the tag team division is a joke, which it's true, pretty much is. They're going from the Road Warriors and the Brainbusters to the B team. They're sick of these morons making a mockery of the sacred history of tag team wrestling. So make sure you hold on to the titles as tight as you can because they just proved that they can take them away anytime they like. Top guys out. Clank the titles and they leave. Apparently next week we're not getting a tag title match. Whatever. They announced though that SummerSlam is going to come to Toronto next year, which is cool because get somewhere different rather than LA or New York. Let's check the live chat real quick again. We've got Killer Games, Shield versus Mr. Monster in the Bank, Sky Psychopath, and the show off at Australia. Great. We should cheer Reigns when everything about him or the Shield thing just screams heel. Exactly, Larry. Exactly. So we have Elias though in ring. Now here's the second thing I actually enjoy about this show. He starts singing, plays these bars. He launched into his usual introduction. He talks about how he's going to sing his greatest song, but he just had an epiphany when Drake said he started from the bottom. He was literally talking about here because no city is lower than the godforsaken hole that is Toronto. He begins to trash Toronto more, saying what this point going from New York to Toronto is, but then all of a sudden gets cut off and music hits, and out came the beautiful and lovely Trish Stratus. Of course, her hometown. She comes out to the ring, and Elias said it's great that she took a minute away from changing diapers to do something important like be in the ring with him, and he's kind of a big deal now. She says she's a big fan of his music, but when you run your mouth about her hometown, Toronto, she'll have to ask you to silence your cell phones, hold your applause, and most importantly, shut your mouth. Turning the tables on Elias. Elias begs off, saying he just speaks the truth, and a performance here is like the Stanley Cup they'll never see it in their lifetime, which, he is talking about the Penguins who were recently back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. Not the biggest hockey fan, but gotta get a plug out for my hometown team. Stratus says that's kind of like him winning a title in WWE, but he's right. A lot of things have changed since she left. when she took her place in the W Hall of Fame. She never would have imagined being only a couple months away from the first ever all-women's pay-per-view, Evolution, which she'll be lacing up her boots to take on Alexa Bliss. And Elias asks if it's going to be a swimsuit model pillow fight. And Trish says that's clever, but it's time for him to pack up his guitar and his floral kimono and walk himself out of here. Elias says the reason she came out here is to walk with him like thousands of other women, but he has to break it to her. He doesn't date women in their 60s. And she slaps him right across the face. And then all of a sudden out comes Ronda Rousey with Natalya. And then afterwards, we go to commercial, and then Alexa comes out, gets on the microphone, and says, "What a moment to have these three in the ring together," before running them down as overhyped and irrelevant. She talks about replacing Trish Stratus and tells her all the yoga, stretch, meditation won't save her from her beatdown Evolution, but she's not here to talk to her. She's here to talk to Ronda. She won the title, but she failed to break her arm, so she would have to face her again. But she's the goddess, and she's magically cleared, and she's invoking her rematch clause at Hell in a Cell, which, well, I put in my printed match card. I feel they need to go with the fact that, to me, it would make sense to have a match where Ronda's armbar is banned, because, why would, Alexa Bliss obviously being a heel, obviously, one, she's going to be in a rematch, and two, obviously she's going to say that that's the threat because, it can hurt someone. She's done it to Stephanie McMahon. How many times has Stephanie McMahon will not learn, for the love of God, that her and Ronda are never going to be friends? So why don't you accept that instead of coming out every time you come out, acting like it's all about you every single week, because we get the same crap every time you come out. Anyways, but we're not getting that. It sounds just one-on-one so far. Maybe we'll get the armbar being banned eventually. Who knows? She taunts the crowd that she wouldn't invoke it in Canada because their accents freak her out, and she's going to take her title back. But this isn't about her. It's about Alicia Fox and the beatdown she's giving Natty. And they have one more friend, too, and Trish knows her all too well, which, of course, was the return of Mickie James, who's having a minor nagging injury. Since Mickey's back, can we, first off, again, this whole alliance with Alexa and Mickie, again, still makes no sense. But can we please get Alicia Fox out of this alliance? Please. Please. So we then have Natty and Alicia. Didn't care about the match. Natty wins this quick match with the sharpshooter. Natty, Ronda, and Trish celebrate together. We get more stuff about Triple H and Undertaker. And then backstage, we then see Natty, Ronda, and Trish run into, once again, Nikki and Brie Bella. What are the Bella twins doing there on Raw? Well, they put over Trish for slapping Elias, talk about how proud they are to have Ronda as champion, and announced that they talked to Constable Corbin earlier. Next week, they'll be back in action on Raw. On Raw. Didn't Brie Bella just return on SmackDown last week and vow to team up with Daniel Bryan, take out The Miz and Maurice? So why is she on Raw right now? I know rumors have it's going to be Ronda and Nikki at Evolution, which, on a B pay-per-view, okay. But at a big event, like a historical event like Evolution, no, I'm still not for that. So it's probably what's going to set up. So it makes no freaking sense at all whatsoever. But the Bella's going to be in action next week against the Riot Squad. And it was announced also, I guess online somewhere, that's going to be Ronda and the Bellas, which probably will be when Nikki makes turns on Ronda or something. Ronda and the Bellas taking on the Riot Squad at Super Showdown, which, even though most of the matches are made official, I will still make a match card thing for Super Showdown because I feel like it. So they got to take a selfie together, but yeah, that's that. We have Corbin on his phone in his office saying he'll talk to Owens and figure the whole thing out. He tells a crew member to get him a masseuse in here after he hangs up. Bobby Lashley rolls up to mock him for being banged up from him last week and criticizes him for making the match no DQ in the middle of when he beat down on Balor and took the cowardly way out. Corbin called him in to make sure he didn't think he'd forget about him, so he's got a match tonight. Who is his match against? And Baron says, "Hey, I'm sorry, I got a lot of work to do. I can't remember the names, but your match is next." And Bobby slaps him on the shoulder a few times for giving him the stink eye. Put him over being good, and he gives him a stink eye and leaves out. So Bobby Lashley, again, is being just looking as a delusional idiot who just smiles at everything. puts everybody over what they do, and just let everybody just get beat the crap out of him whenever time comes. So then he comes out. Corbin gets on the try and says it's his first night. He knows he couldn't remember his opponent's names. That's because he has 2 opponents, and it's a handicap match. Bobby Lashley versus the Ascension. Bobby Lashley wins is all I'm saying. Not even talking about it. We then get Dean Ambrose and Jinder Mahal. Another match I just did not care about. Dean Ambrose wins with the Dirty Deeds. So between 10:30 and 10 after 11, we had 3 matches. 2 random matches that did not need to happen at all whatsoever. And one of them that, okay, it was a main event. I could accept it, but I hated what happened at the end of it. We see Roman Reigns in the locker room getting ready. Braun Strowman comes up, says they don't like each other, but the only thing getting slaughtered tonight is Dolph and Drew. And Roman will have 20 days to think about losing his title at Hell in a Cell. Reigns says on day 21 he'll wake up and realize he couldn't get the job done. Which, once again, we're supposed to like Roman Reigns just saying that. Nope, not at all whatsoever. Let's check the live chat really quick and see what's going on. Yep, Elias got bitch slapped by Trish. The only thing I have to check out from Raw, that, and again, the match with Owens and Rollins I recommend. Killer Games wants to see Ronda versus Lita. That'd be a heck of a lot better than Ronda and Nikki. Again, Ronda and Nikki again at a B pay-per-view, I'll take. But on an Evolution, a big, historic night, no, not for me there. And if they do start booking the crap again with Nikki saying, oh, I was the longest reigning Diva champion, when they stop pushing that down our throats, I actually was able to tolerate Nikki Bella. Again, I do think Nikki Bella has talent, but when they book her, they did for that the last portion of that title reign and to shove that back down our throats, that's when I don't want to even see her on my TV, even though she's hot as hell. I cannot deny. And yes, he did say women in their 60s. That's like saying Daniel's 60 because he retired. Exactly. Ronda versus Beth Phoenix. I actually would like to see that one. Ronda versus Shayna. That's going to happen eventually down the line. All in the pay-per-view. Ellsworth could be in that as well. He'll fight Becky and Asuka. Who knows? And no, Larry, nothing makes sense in 2018 because nothing can make sense except for what goes on with Roman Reigns. Ellsworthless. No 90s was the booking when the booking made sense. 90s, early 2000s. Mid 90s, yeah, definitely was not good because they were lacking in talent. And WCW, ECW kicking our butts. WF was on fire towards the end. Yes. Yep. Lashley versus the Ascension. Exactly. Yeah, let's make Lashley look dominating. Yeah, but exactly, I did not care because they continue to. The best they booked Lashley was when he feuded with Roman, but then he lost to Roman after he beat him at Extreme Rules. But that match didn't matter at all. That meant absolutely nothing, guys. Nothing at all whatsoever. And then, ever since then, he botched Rockin' Robin, and literally with Sami Zayn, Elias, and now Constable Corbin. How much do you bet if we don't get Finn Balor and Baron Corbin at Hell in a Cell, we're going to give Bobby Lashley and Baron Corbin at Hell in a Cell? They had a terrible match last week. I'm pretty sure a match at Hell in a Cell won't be any much better. I don't hate both of them, but they didn't have good chemistry at all last week. So, yeah, that match happened. I did not care at all. Yes, Lesnar and Lashley would have been good. I fully agree they're killer games. But no, we had to have Roman have his magical moment. It was absolutely glorious. Then we have our main event. Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns versus Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. When this match started at like 11 o'clock, I'm like, this match is not going to go long. This match is probably going to be stupid. And it was stupid. Reigns was in there for most of the match, begging for Strowman to be tagged in. Strowman eventually got tagged in, but he wasn't moving. And then McIntyre and Ziggler start beating down on Reigns, and he's not moving. So they let it go long enough until they got disqualified. So I'm just like, what the hell? And then Braun gets in the ring. Apparently, it was a setup. Braun Strowman was setting Roman Reigns up. He beat down by him, Ziggler, and McIntyre. The whole "I'm not finished with you" stuff. Braun Strowman was a heel. And then one by one, out came Dean Ambrose. Boom, looked like an idiot, taken down. Seth Rollins. Boom, looked like an idiot, taken down. It's called, oh, well, Braun was a huge kiss-a-back. But now, okay, we need somebody to feud with Roman. I don't know who's to feud with Roman. Braun's got Mr. Money in the Bank. They love their matches, but I know they're probably going to want to see Braun beat Roman, but we'll make Braun the heel here. That way, they can still cheer Roman. They'll have to hate Braun for wanting to cash because he's Mr. Money in the Bank. No one likes Mr. Money in the Bank. They don't want to see them succeed and cash in their Money in the Bank contract. They hated when Sheamus did it, so they probably hate it when Braun does it too as well. So let's make him hate. Even though last week Braun was about to cash in, and he was, a guy once again that we've been wanting to see get that cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase. But in case if you forgot, the Shield came out there and costed him his opportunity to cash in and beat him down. Now again, should we hate the Shield or should we hate Braun Strowman? And who was involved in this connection? The guy that's been being shoved down our throats for how many years now? Roman Reigns. So, just to build sympathy, you had the two of them come out looking like an idiot, Rollins and Ambrose, looking like a freaking idiots, getting beat down like it looked so easy to end the show. Oh, that's building sympathy. You can make me hate Roman Reigns, but when you make me hate one of my favorite factions of all time, you cross the line right there. And that's why I'm pissed. I'm fuming. Braun Strowman's a heel now. And of course, the Ascension pretty much are heels now too. We've been warning for months, so I'll probably make a dumb turn alert on that also after this video. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for this review of Raw. I don't want to talk about this episode of Raw anymore. I just can't take it anymore. I'll check the live chat though and read you guys stuff in the live chat because that's is much more appreciated. So pissed WWE this year. Look at these pay-per-views. Backlash sucked. Money in the Bank was okay. Extreme Fools, which I was there live for Extreme Rules. That was an okay pay-per-view also. It wasn't great, but it was acceptable. SummerSlam I liked. Hell of a Shell, which again does not need to be, the pay-per-view does not need to be called Hell in a Cell. But we'll see what happens at Hell in a Cell. We still got that. Yes, Roman Reigns still was face. Braun pretty much was the heel, no doubt about it. Dean Seth had a head injury or something. Who knows? Maybe they did. I don't know. I'd be pissed with them being in this position as well. The Shield does not. Okay, I heard rumors they're apparently just doing what they were supposed to do with the Shield last year before Roman got the mumps and Dean got injured. I mean, they had the match with the New Day last year at Survivor Series. I thought that was a really good match. But now they're being booked in a position where it's like they're gonna get hated, and it's not because they're heels. It's because they're in a position because they're now in the position of Vince McMahon using them to troll us. Thanks a lot, Vince McMahon. Look what you did. My Shield T-shirt should not be on the floor. Should be hung up. I should be wearing it. But now I'm ashamed to wear that shirt as well. Don't make me hate Rollins and Ambrose individually next. I'm serious. Don't. But then again, I don't trust you. You probably will make me. So thank you. Thank you very much for not doing that. But now you're ruining Becky Lynch with her being a heel now, which her and Charlotte's going to have a good match. Oh, but that's all that matters, right? No! You're going to drive us crazy with trying to make us hate Becky Lynch. If I see one more post or hear one more thing about how we truly never were behind Becky to get that championship, shut up. That is complete BS. Complete BS. Check the rest of this live chat that I'm checking out. I won't watch Raw anymore. I really can't take it anymore. King Larry, I do not blame y'all whatsoever. I mean, I don't really want to watch Raw next week either, but I know you guys are entertained by my thoughts and opinions on this episode of Raw, so that's why I do it for you guys. So, again, as always, if I have nothing else to do, I have my computer. I have video games I'm getting ready to play for this channel once again, which, after my Turn Lords, I may start my next Let's Play tonight. Shabs 3000. So that's it. Let me check the poll for Raw. Let me see here. 2 votes. Both of them said B. Probably Vincent Road Dogg. I give it a D. I would have given it an F, but I did like the stuff with Trish, and I did like the match with Rollins and Owens. So that's why I gave it a D. Flat D for Raw tonight. Revival versus Roman and Seth after all this crap to be in the title picture. Pretty much everyone who goes to these shows, if you have the brains, boo the hell out of the Shield and cheer as loud as you can for Strowman. Exactly. And yes, I gave it a D, Killer Games. But guys, that's it for this live review of Monday Night Raw and rant. I do want to apologize, though. I mean, I did kind of like try to cool off during this review, but I came into this review with a really hot head. And I hate coming in with this review with a really hot head because I don't want to say crap that I'm going to regret. I mean, yes, again, it's just a show. But when people try to, troll with your intelligence, it's what pisses people off. So, guys, I look forward to SmackDown tomorrow. SmackDown just brings me back and reminds me why I enjoy watching this show. Who knows? Road Dogg probably will take over that show next, and it'll suck. So don't ruin what's going on SmackDown. SmackDown is actually really good. Last week's show was awesome. So hopefully we get that again tomorrow night. But again, D for tonight's episode of Raw. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. What you thought about Raw? Please click my like and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter, ManDaveRyan3. Once again, also, especially to King, thank you for Killer Games and King Larry for joining me in live chat. And Larry, again, thank you for promoting my channel on your channel. I mean, you didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it definitely. So yeah, I'm on the road to 1,000 subs. Hopefully, get there by the end of the year. And this is the last review of Raw review for August. So when we come back next week for Raw, we'll be on the road out to Hell in a Cell before my birthday as well. My birthday is next month. And then actually tomorrow will be 25 days. So I can quote my good friend SpongeBob and say, you know what's funnier than 24? 25. So look forward to turning 25 because your 24 has been a mad year for me. Anyways, guys, though, but again, please slap that like video, subscribe to my channel, leave your comments on Raw. What grade would you give it? What are your thoughts altogether? And follow me on Twitter, as always, at TheManAirBryan3. I'll be back up here again live tomorrow for my SmackDown live review. But, of course, I got 2 Turn Alerts coming for you. I'm going to record right now. And then, again, maybe if I have time, I will start my next video game Let's Play tonight as well. So, guys, thank you again to Killer Games and King Larry for joining me live. I'll see you guys tomorrow for SmackDown Live. Until then, guys, have a great night. Stay classy, everybody.